This is Winson barring Industrial Active 1 F1. This is my sample output here. As you can see, I will copy the game code, assuming that there's a player, and then I'll check if the players already win. If the players already win, you win, and if not, then of course it will show no, not yet. As you can see, I can add a card, and for my code here, this is how I do the code. I have two components, the board and the bingo. The bingo is, the board is the one which I use to gather the input data of the user, where you just paste the game code and then input the one here. And then the bingo is, this is the bingo card, which I use to map the bingo card, each of my bingo card array. So first thing happened here is that I set up my button here, which will show if the joins, this is just a string. If the join is not yet joined, then that means that we are not yet in the game, so we will show the button, and else we will show the card. And we are also showing a add card, which I used to add a card, add another card, this one. Else if we are not yet in the game, then we will need to input a game code, which will be handled by our handle input and handle join. And in our handle input and handle join, so in the handle input, it will just set the value of the game ID, which is this one. And when we have a value of our game ID, it will be use our handle join when we click the enter. And once we enter the game, we then request JSON to our API, and then if the request is not equal to 0, means that we do have get the request. We just get the data, and this data consists of an object of play token card, and also a card which is an array of bingo, and also has an array of numbers. And then once we get that data, we just set that one to our board. This is how I set that one to the board. And then we also set our set join as joined. And since we are already not equal to joined, we will use this one. Since we are not joined already, then the conditional rendering will choose the board 1. And then since we already set our board 2, assuming we also get the JSON object, which is this one. And this is how I map the board. So our bingo component is where I map my the data of my object, and the button handle add card is also just adding a card, handle join, which is in the handle join, it will just add another card. And for my bingo card, this is where I map my data. I just map my data here. At the same time, we also have a button to check if the if the card is a winning card, and we just use the play card token here, which we have received from the card object that we have passed using our mapping in our board. And once we check our card, it's just a simple request here that if we do have a card, then that's a winning, else we don't have a winning. So that is for my code.